Good morning, dear all participants. Welcome to the Symposium of JSPS Alumni. My name is Chitra Helen, and I am the host who will lead the 6th International Symposium of JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia today. First of all, I would like to thank the committee for trusting me host this event today, and I also would like to thank all speakers and all participants from Indonesia and Japan who have taken the time to attend our event today. Before we start our event, I will briefly read today's agenda. Our theme today is Redesign Research Collaboration and Promotion of Sciences. The first agenda is opening ceremony. It is greetings and listening the Indonesia and Japanese national anthem. Then followed by reporting from the organizing committee, Professor Wahyu Dwianto. At 9:20 until 9:40, it is welcome remarks by Dr. Laksana Trihandoko, which in this case is represented by Mr. Edi Giri, Deputy for Human Resources, Science and Technology, National Research and Innovation Agency, BRIN. And welcome remarks too by Mr. Hisamichi Yamazaki from Embassy of Japan. Then, followed by the opening ceremony from Dr. Sugino Suyoshi from JSPS. After the opening, there will be a photo session. We will take the picture together, and we hope that all of us open the cameras. The next agenda is the keynote speaker from Japanese speaker, Mr. Mamoru Yamamoto from RISH Kyoto University. Then, followed by question and answer. The third session is presentation from invited speakers, which will be moderated by Ms. Lutfiah Suraya. The first invited speaker is Professor C. Hani Wijaya from IPB University. The second invited speaker is Mr. Hasnan Abimanyu, PhD from BRIN. The third invited speaker is Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo from IPB University. And the last invited speaker is Dr. Heri Yogaswara from BRIN. After the presentation, we will have a discussion about the topics brought by all the speakers, and then we have the closing ceremony session by Prof. Yoshio Otani from JSPS Bangkok. After that, we have greeting to each other among speakers and invitation guests before leave, prayer, break, and lunch, and preparing for General Assembly that will be hosted by Professor Wahyu Dwianto. And the last session is FGD by executive members of JAAI. All right, that's all the rundown for today. And now we are going to start it. We are greetings and listening the Indonesian, Japan anthem. To our team, please the video. Thank you for the video. Next, we will listen to a report from Organizing Committee by Professor Wahyu Dwianto, Chairman of Symposium. To Professor Wahyu Dwianto, time and screen are welcome.
Honorable Chairman of National Research and Innovation Agency, BRIN, Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Laksana Trihandoko, represented by Dr. Edi Giri, Deputy for Human Resources, Science and Technology, First Secretary of Science and Technology Affairs, Embassy of Japan, Mr. Isamichi Yamazaki, President of Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, JSPS, Dr. Sugino Tsuyoshi, Director of JSPS Bangkok Office, Professor Yoshio Otani, Keynote Speaker, Professor Mamoru Yamamoto, Invited Speaker, Professor Hani Wijaya, Hasnan Abimanyu PhD, Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo, and Dr. Heri Yogaswara. Member of JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia, or GAI, GI colleges, and all participants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ohayo gozaimasu, and selamat pagi. First of all, let us thank Almighty God for the blessing that we can get together today in this event. On behalf of JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all guests, keynotes, and invited speakers, and all participants who have been willing to attend this event. GAI is the 17th association among 20 JSPS Alumni Association in the world. Now GAI grew to having 191 members, consists of 113 ordinary members, 75 extraordinary members, and 3 honorary members, including Dr. Laksana Trihandoko, Chairman of National Research and Innovation Agency, who was willing to become a honorary member of GAI last year. Thank you very much for your support on this event and GI activities. On this occasion, I would like to invite all of you to be a member of GAI. The objective of GAI are first, to promote scientific exchange, research, and cultural collaboration between Indonesia and Japan. Second, to encourage establishing collaborative networks between JSPS alumni with Japanese partners through organizing scientific meetings and symposia. And the third, to conduct social science services. In implementing the second objective, JI hosts a symposium every year. Today, JI conduct General Assembly, and the sixth international symposium with them is Redesign, Research Collaboration and Promotion of Sciences. Redesign research collaboration is important in science because it helps scientists improve their work, make new discoveries, and share their findings with the world. In addition, when collaborating with others, a scientist can use any instruments or equipment that the other person has access to. This is useful for sharing resources and data collection techniques as well. Scientists are not the only people who can do science, and they benefit from working with other people to get their research done. Researchers need to collaborate with people who have different skills in order to complete tasks. Scientists also need to communicate with the public, policymakers, and other scientists in order to share their findings and build on each other's work. Examples for this include teams of researchers at university and research institute who collaborate with scientists from other countries, or even different parts of one country to solve issues in their field that require knowledge from multiple disciplines. Therefore, collaboration is the key to success in the promoting of science. This symposium will consist of a keynote and 4 invited speakers. We invite Professor Mamoru Yamamoto, Director of Research Institute for Sustainable Humanosphere, Kyoto University, to present long-term and wide-range scientific collaboration between RIS and BRIN. We also invite Professor Hani Wijaya, Head of the Food Chemistry Division at the Department of Food Science and Technology, IPB University. Asnan Abimanyu, PhD, Head of Research Organization for Energy and Manufacture, BRAIN. Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo, Head of Forest Fire Laboratory, Faculty of Forestry and Environment, IPB University. And Dr. Heri Yogaswara, Head of Research Organization, Archaeology, Language and Literature, BRAIN, to present their experience in accordance with the theme of this event. General Assembly will be the last agenda in this event after closing ceremony of the symposium and only for GAI member. I would like to report that there are 112 registered participants on this event from GI member and non-member, consists of researcher and lecturer from Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, India, Thailand, Egypt, Philippines, and Bangladesh. I would like to thank National Research and Innovation Agency, Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, Research Institute for and all of organizing committee for the valuable support to make this event available. Last but not least, I would like to appreciate everyone continue and kind support to JI activities. I really hope that JI could in Japan and other countries, and collaboration among JSPS Alumni Association in the world will be stronger as well. Finally, I wish all participants would have a fruitful of the symposium. Thank you very much for your participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Wahyu Duyanto, for the report. Next, we will hear the welcome remarks one from Mr. Edi Giri, Deputy of Human Resources, Science and Technology, National Research and Innovation Agency, BRIN. Time and screen are welcome.
Terima kasih, Mbak Citra. The Honorable President of Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, JSPS, Professor Sugino Sundoshi, Director of JSPS Bangkok Office, Professor Yoshio Akani, the First Secretary of Science and Technology Affairs from Japan Embassy in Jakarta, Mr. Hisamiki Yamasaki, distinguished speakers, Professor Mamamaru Yamamoto from Kyoto University, Professor Hani Wijaya and Professor Bambang Heru Saharjo from IPB University, and Dr. Hasnan Abimanyu and Dr. Heri Yugaswara from BRIN. Chairman of the JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia, GRIA, Professor Wahyu Bianto, the respectable organizing committee, all members of the GIA, and all participants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, selamat pagi, and wahyu gesemas. First, I would like to welcome you all to the 6th International Symposium and General Assembly of the JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia, GII. It's a great honor for us to have you all supporting this event. The event is held in the hybrid mode. The on-site meeting is going on at the Integrated Laboratory of the Research Center for Biomass and Bioproducts in Soekarno Science and Technology Complex, Cibinong. I noticed last year's symposium was held fully online, and I hope the next one in 2024 will be held fully offline in Indonesia. So, ladies and gentlemen, the IIA has been running for 6 years since its establishment to maintain relation and partnership between members and their Japanese counterparts, especially Japanese scholars, through science and research activity. The science-based partnerships with Japan plays an important role in maintaining Indonesia-Japan relations in general. We must, of course, maintain good relations and grassroots partnership, especially through science and research. However, scientific cooperation must be based on trust and personal relations built through long-term joint research. For this reason, AAI can be an excellent partner in opening new networks, build or to strengthen future partnership involving Indonesian and Japanese scholars. Moreover, BRIN is currently the only government institution in Indonesia that comprehensively carry out research and innovation activities and is open to establishing and strengthening cooperation with university, institution, or organization, as well as industry, both in home in Indonesia or. Ladies and gentlemen, as Indonesia's only government research institution, BRIN has 3 rules in strengthening Indonesia research and innovation ecosystem that no other institution has. First, BRIN provide national policy recommendation to the government, including national and regional research innovation policy. Second, implementing or executing agency for research and innovation activity. And third, as a funding agency, BRIN provide research fund, capacity building and research mobility schemes, and research facility that open to all for Indonesian citizens like researchers, lecturers, or even students in university, and also for foreign. With the BRIN significant roles, we want to accelerate the nation's ability to compete globally, supported by technological products, starting from research, innovation, and innovation. Therefore, GAI can significantly strengthen scientific cooperation between Indonesia and Japan and other countries, especially on the research topics in food and health, new and renewable energy, environment and related science, social and humanity studies, and others. Of course, Symposium with the theme Redesign, Research, Collaboration, and Promotion of Science is the right forum to synergize BRIN research focus in realizing our vision and mission. Before concluding my remarks, I would like to thank JSPS for its continuous support to Indonesian scholars, to the organizer of this event, and all participants. Last but not least, have a very fruitful discussion, stay healthy, and keep the spirit for having more impactful collaboration in the future. Thank you very much. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Edi Giri, for the opening remarks. We kindly to show the souvenirs to thank you for being a part of this event. To the team, we asking for help to show.
Yeah, we already prepared a souvenir from for Dr. Laksana Trihandoko. This product from start, starting company. But I'm sorry, I would like to thanks to Dr. Edi Giri as a representative of Dr. Laksana Trihandoko. Okay, I will send this to Dr. Laksana Trihandoko. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Wahyu, for show the souvenirs. Next, we will hear the welcome remarks too from Mr. Hisamichi Yamazaki, First Secretary of Science and Technology Affairs, Embassy of Japan. To Mr. Yamazaki, time and screen are welcome.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Kenalkan, senang bertemu dengan Anda sekalian di internet. Nama saya Hisamichi Yamazaki di Kedutaan Besar Jepang. Dari sini bahasa Inggris. It is my pleasure to say a few words from Embassy of Japan in Indonesia today. Since established in 1932, JSPS has worked continuously to develop and implement a far-reaching array of Japanese domestic and international science programs. I'm very pleased to see that all of your members are active in many fields and have played important roles in Indonesia. JSPS program has helped motivate young people to pursue further studies in Japan and has acted as one of the bridges of friendship between Indonesia and Japan. JSPS program is an important program that contributes to the development of human resources. I believe that you, as alumni of the JSPS program, had experienced Japanese science and technology and culture through joint research and exchanged views with researchers and students in Japan. I hope that you will make full use of the experience and technology that you have acquired in Japan for the future development of Indonesia and make bridges between Indonesia and Japan much stronger than now. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to all those who have contributed to today's alumni meeting and the symposium. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to all those who have contributed to today's alumni meeting and the symposium, especially to the alumni participants, organizers, collaboration institutions, and JSPS. Terima kasih banyak atas perhatiannya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Hisamichi Yamazaki. We also kindly to show the souvenirs to thank you for the opening remarks.
Thank you.
Also, we already prepared a souvenir for you, and I show you here in my camera. State your name. I hope it's not mistake your name. Can you hear me? Okay, I will send to you soon. Thank you very much.
All right, the next session is opening remarks from Dr. Sugino Tsuyoshi, President of Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, JSPS. To Dr. Sugino Tsuyoshi, time and screen are welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sugino Tsuyoshi, President of JSPS. I'm very pleased to offer a few words at the opening of this hybrid symposium held by JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia, JAAI. Firstly, I'd like to express our thanks to the President of JAAI, Professor Wafyu Duyanto, and all of the alumni members for your great contributions to this symposium. I also wish to convey our appreciation to National Research and Innovation Agency, BRIN, for all of your support and cooperation. JAAI was established in 2016 and is one of the largest JSPS alumni associations in the Southeast Asian region. Since the establishment, JAAI has been holding international symposium every year, and it is the 6th symposium today. I'm sure that this symposium will offer a very good opportunity to learn about the cutting-edge science and technology in Indonesia and Japan. We very much appreciate today's all speakers and look forward to your lectures. As you might know, the Financial Times praised Indonesia as an overlooked giant, but I have long seen it as a giant. So, Indonesia and Japan will be one of the most important partners in terms of economy, politics, culture, and science, of course. We JSPS would like to make a contribution to this partnership in science. JAAI members have been and will be a bridge between Indonesia and Japan, and we are very happy to continue our support to your activities through our programs. By the way, unfortunately, I've never had a chance to visit Indonesia, although I used to enjoy the Indonesian foods at the very famous restaurant Indonesia Raya in Symposium. Do you know that restaurant? I hope that I will see you in person next time. In closing, I'd like to thank again to all who helped us, and I hope this symposium will become a great opportunity to all participants. I'm confident that they will serve to advance collaboration between Indonesia and Japan for the future of both countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tsuyoshi. We kindly to show the souvenirs to thank you for the opening remarks.
Okay, as an express of our thanks, I also prepare a souvenir for Dr. Sugino Tsuyoshi. I will send to Tokyo maybe. Thank you very much. Yes.
All right, the next agenda is photo session. We hope to all of us for open the cameras so the team can take our pictures. Have all of us open the camera. Let me see.
Okay, I will count the the number from 3. 1, 2, 3 for first layer, please. And then for second layer, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 layer. The last layer. No one open the camera. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for the willingness. Next, we kindly hear the keynote speaker from Professor Mamoru Yamamoto, Director of Research Institute for Sustainable Humanosphere, RISH, Kyoto University, with title speech, Long-Term and Wide-Range Scientific Collaboration between RISH and BRIN. Let me briefly reading the biography of Professor Yamamoto. Professor Yamamoto is a researcher in atmospheric or ionospheric dynamics. He joined RISH Kyoto University since its established in 2004, contributed promotion of the humanosphere science, and was elected as the 6th director of RISH in 2022. We kindly welcome Professor Yamamoto. Time and screen are welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Mamoru Yamamoto from RISH Kyoto University. I thank you very much for giving me the honorable role to give scientific, to give a keynote speech. Also, I thank JSPS for giving me good support for this travel to the BRIN, Indonesia. This time, I was the frequent traveler to Indonesia region so far, but for these 3 years, I didn't have a good chance of visiting here. But this time, I could meet many friends and also had several meetings for collaborations. And today, as a keynote speech, I selected this title, Long-Term and Wide-Range Scientific Collaboration between RISH and the Indonesian scientists. And the Indonesian side was separated in different institutions, but now it is gathered together to one big institution of BRIN. And actually, this is to speak ourselves itself. And that is, in a sense, easy, but not so easy for me, because the collaboration itself is very wide. That's why I cannot speak, evenly, every aspect of the collaboration. Maybe I just concentrate on, how we were doing those collaboration in the history, and also some aspects that we could see these days. In the beginning, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mamoru Yamamoto, and I am the professor at the RISH Kyoto University, and I was selected as a director last year. Then I am long in this institute, but as a director just 1 year after. And I am graduate from Kyoto University and get a degree at the same university, and also stay in Kyoto for a long time. Maybe I am one of the old style professor nowadays. In Japan, researcher getting a degree, then moved on to the other university or institution and move around. But for me, by some reason, I stay longer and work still in Kyoto. And my research field is has two aspects. One is the atmosphere or ionosphere dynamics. That's why I work in the field of geoscience or earth sciences. Also, I am using the radar. That's an electronics device. Then I work also work for the radio remote sensing techniques. I actually graduated from Faculty of Engineering, but as a researcher, I also work very active in the geoscience field. In this presentation, I want to talk several things. And the one is the, excuse me, I want to change order. Yeah, one is the historical background, how English gets up such a close relationship to Indonesian scientists. And that is some history before Rish. And also later I want to talk a little bit about the several aspects of current research activities that we have been doing just recently. And that is including a big radar facility that we are now running at West Sumatra, Kota Tabang area. And finally, we want to show a future plan. One plan is that we want to make a bigger antenna at the same location. That's one of the topics that I want to promote these days. And this is the just brief historical lineup of the collaboration, especially for Indonesia. Some are aiming for the ASEAN countries. And the year is starting from 1990 to present. And actually speaking, my first visit to Indonesia was, I don't remember very well, but it is 1990 or 1989, something like that. And at that time, I belonged to the one institute, Radio Science Center for Space and Atmosphere, RASC. And the other institute that we want to talk is a Good Research Institute. And this WRI and this RASC merged to make a research institute for sustainable humanosphere, which in the year of 2004. But historically, the collaboration between with the Indonesian scientists were starting at both institutes, WRI and the RASC. And there are several, initial scientific collaboration before this, program. But for the Good Research Institute, the first major program of collaboration was JSPS LIPI Core University Program in the year of 1996 to 2005 kind of thing. It is the sustainable use for forest resources in the tropics. It is a very big program, and many students visited Wood Research Institute, getting the degree, coming back to LIPI, and he started to become a good researcher here. And at the same time, also RASC had another program. We had the dream of making a big radar in Indonesia. That's why we started from a field study, and soon after that, in the year from 1991 to 1994, there's a new program for creative-based research, and we joined that one for the global environmental program, especially for the Asia and Pacific regions. And during that period, we had a chance that two organizations merged into the RISH. And even after RISH, we had many such a collaborative programs. For example, in Japan, we had several chances of COE, Center of Excellence programs. And the first one was a 20th century COE, KAGI, that is conducted 2003 to 7. And after that, the two programs, Global COE, one is from 2007 and the other is 2009. And they are also related to LIPI or LAPAN, something like that. And also I need to tell you about the collaborator at that time. LIPI has been a continuous collaborator collaborator to the Wood Research Institute side of the collaboration. And from looking from the RASC, radio science side, in the beginning we talked to BPPT, and after that we, collaborate with the LAPAN organizations very much. And also, I had a chance of installing the equatorial atmosphere. I'm going to show you later at Koto Taban, West Sumatra, at the year 2001. It is just before the start of the REACH. And for this radar operation is conducted with LAPAN people very much. And we continued the long-term observation more than 20 years since then. Then we had, two SATREPs. One was SATREPs starting in 2005. That name is Harimau. And the second one is a SATREP starting from 2015. It is a program led by Umezawa Sensei. And also at the same time, just the program is starting, led by the Professor Watanabe from RISH. Yeah, and also we had another program, GST Strategic Fund for the Indonesia space weather. Then after a while, in the Indonesian side, big merge of institution occurred, and the brain started in the year of 2019. That is the brief, historical, timeline that we had. And also, we want to focus on the merge of two institutions into REACH. Looking closer to two programs, one is a JSPS LIPI Core University program in the beginning conducted by the Wood Research Institute, Kyoto University, WRI. It is in Japanese Kyotenko program. And the title of the program was Science for Sustainable Utilization of Forest Resources in Tropics. It is a very early example of such a sustainability science. And on the other side, in the year of 1991 to 94, we had a new program for creative research, basic research. It was called in Japanese Shin Program, and the title of the study was Studies of Global Environmental Change, with special reference to Asia and Pacific regions. I think there are several programs running at the same time, but one of the branch we joined, it is one of the earlier cases of a large scale, a large scale in fund size and large scale in study area, environmental research. Yeah, that way, WRI, Wood Research Institute, already started the sustainable science, and our institute, RASC, started the bigger size of environmental research. Those research flow into the merged Research Institute for Sustainable Humanosphere. And actually in RISH, our institute, we are doing sustainability science, and also we need to take care of the environmental research as well. Okay. And in the case of in order for promoting our science to the ASEAN region and also Asian region, we are running the international program by ourselves that we are calling Asia Research Node, ARN. And the ARN is to try to make a network of institutions in Asia and connect those people or institutions to the Japan domestic network through our function at the RISH Kyoto University. And in the network, we have several facility and the research field. One is the equatorial atmosphere radar that I'm going to show you later. And also we have a joint laboratory in Cibinong near Jakarta here. And also we have some fields of tropical industrial forests. And the satellite office is also located in Cibinong. And we do some capacity building effort there as well. Okay. And in that course, also we had a program from SATREPS, and also the research effort from JSTIP program. I'll show you the Human Sphere AJ Research Node Joint Laboratory. Our program, AJ Research Node, AJ Research Node, and also the program of JSTIP. We are running the satellite office plus laboratory function in Chibinon campus. And here we transport the human resource development and also the development of international joint research. I show you some figures or pictures of the joint laboratory here. And this is the the research purpose of the JSTIP program. Actually, Professor Watanabe from RISH and the Professor Kami Takahara from Agriculture Department of Kyoto University running the JSTIP Bioresources and the Biodiversity program. It is in Japanese, Seibutsu Shigen and Seibutayose Bunya. Yes, it is starting from 2015 and that continues to the present. Then there are 4 aiming of the program. That's too long, but in short, in this program, they are trying to establish foundations for biological resource research. And also they want to develop the methods for breeding useful tropical plants. And the also development of highly durable wooden structure is very important element of the research. And also we want to strengthen the biological diversity information database. They are the aiming for that of this JSTIP Bioresources and Biodiversity program led from this side, Professor Watanabe. And the other is the SATREPS, and I show you the famous Professor Umezawa here. It is a program led by Umezawa from Japan side, and the Indonesian side, the leader was Dr. Andes Hammurabi Rozak of BRIN. And the program name, the title of the program was Producing Biomass Energy and Material through Revegetation of Alang. Okay. And that is the period of the program 2015 until 19. And there are some listings of contents of the research like that, and they try to restore the soil and develop the biomass products. Okay? And in order for that, the Professor Umezawa and the research team looked into the development of large-sized grass species with high lignin content. And they try to convert unusable land into sustainable biomass production sites. And they also make a potential to bring regional economic development. Okay. That is the aiming of the program conducted and led by Professor Umezawa of RISH. I also show you one more SATREPS program. It is a bit old, but it was conducted in the year of 2009 to 2013. Here, Professor Yamanaka from JAMSTEC. This is his picture. And also, some part of the program was conducted by Professor Hashiguchi Institute. Yeah, the picture here, Professor Yamanaka liked this region very much, and had, Indonesia, many, Indonesian friends. That's why he bought the hat from somebody, and wearing that. Maybe it is not a religious region, but it is, how to say, a maximum show up his interest to Indonesia and friendship to the region. Okay. Anyway, that program title was Climate Variability Study and the Social Application through Indonesia-Japan Maritime Continent, COE. And in the program, they tried to diagnose the atmospheric circulation through Indonesia Maritime Continent observations. And they tried to mitigate the flooding or drought damage to the region. And also they want to make, they've developed the land and the sea-based observation network to protect the area and the people. And that should contribute to the safety of the people in Indonesia. Okay. And this is an example of capacity building. We had many events like this, but for example, in the year of 2019, we had the International School on Equatorial Atmosphere that was conducted in Bandung, Lapang building. And the lecturer coming from Japan, India, and we gathered participants on site, more than 100, and remote 60, something like that. And this is the group photo from that. We had a lecture. This is a lecturer from India, and we had some presentation poster session as well. This is the list of the students from Indonesia studying English. I'm sorry, I cannot find the whole list of Satya. Excuse me. This is just the recent 7 years. And in this list, this is the number of students in each year, starting from 2016 to this year. And constantly we have PhD course students, several, and sometimes in master course too. And during these 7 years, these degrees obtained by Indonesia students, 6 PhD degrees and the 1 master course degree too. That's why our collaboration has been working to some extent to give a lecture and also give a degree to younger researcher from Indonesia. And we hope they will be active in Bring or somewhere else in Indonesia. Okay, and in the case, in course of Asia Research Node promotion of our science to the Asian region, we do an annual event of ARN International Symposium, and I think this year it is a 7th international symposium we did. But here I show you the 6th ARN Symposium conducted the year of 2021, last year program. And it was related to the also to the 20th year anniversary of Equatorial Atmosphere radar. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 problem, we conducted this symposium online, full online. But Lapan people organized that very well in the network, and we get the opening celebration by Handoko, the head of the BRIN, and also this is the professor, the president of the Kyoto University, this month, President Minato, yes. And this is just a picture I'm going to show you soon. Okay, then this is here I want to show you the Equatorial Atmosphere radar. This is the bird's eye view figure taken the year at the 2019. Okay, and this is at the top of a mountain, a flat area, and the several hundred meter to several hundred meter size available. And we installed Equatorial Atmosphere radar here. The size of the antenna is about 110 meter diameter, very big one. And I show you the picture later, but here in this area we have more than 500 antenna located. Okay. And the controller and the radar equipment is installed in the house nearby. And the Lapan opened the observatory. Now it is a Bring Agam Observatory here. And the Lapan made office, and also there's another instrument installed in the area. Also, the Meteorological Agency of Indonesia are running the Gauss station nearby. It is located this area, Kota Tabang, West Sumatra, near to the city of Bukit Tinggi, and that is very right on the equator itself. This is the closer look into the facility. There are so many antennas located like that and like this. I think I'll be able to show you the figure. That should work, yes. I'm sorry, on the network it is not working good, but it is the bird's eye view of the facility, and you look that the more than 500 antennas located, and the so many, flat houses are located, and some more instruments are gathered into the area. That's why now the Kota Tabang is one of the very big observation facility for equatorial or tropical meteorology, and also we can study the upper atmosphere by using this radar too. Yes. Okay, and by using this equatorial atmosphere radar, we are aiming for this kind of study. It is an equatorial fountain. And the Earth's atmosphere is not only the stable thing, and there are many dynamics inside that. And the dynamics is really generated by the energy from sun. Solar radiation is a very important input, and as you see soon, such a solar energy, solar radiation is directly coming into the over the equator, and that will heat up near the land, by land in the equatorial region, and that heat will produce upward motion of the atmosphere, making the big circulation. That's why in this tropical region we have a heavy rain. As a result of the big circulation in the tropics. Also after that, those motion in the lower atmosphere will generate waves in the atmosphere that propagates to the higher altitudes, and that will make effect in the upper atmosphere. For example, in the equatorial tropical region, there's very large irregularity. There's a large structure that is called the plasma bubble generated in the ionosphere that affects very much to the radio communication in this area, and also the ionosphere plasma moves very large in the areas. That's why we want to enhance the observation in this area very much, and the equatorial atmosphere radar have helped the study of this area very much. And by using this radar, we started the experiment in the year of 2001, and this is the history of continuation of observations. The light line, light gray is observation of atmosphere, and the darker black line, that means the observation of ionosphere included. And we are successfully continuing the experiment for a long time. But recently, unfortunately, in the year of 2019, we had a lightning hit that damaged the radar very much. And very unfortunately, in April 2020, it is the beginning of the COVID-19 problem. The radar suddenly stopped, maybe because of the such a lightning effect as well. And that took a longer time for recovery, but now we are trying to recover. And the new instrument will be delivered to the ER site, and the full recovery will be should be in August of this year. That's why we can restart the observation in full spec from this August. But we hope for very much. And now, Professor Hashiguchi from my institute is now visiting Kototaban and working very hard for the recovery. And last, I want to show you the future plan. And the one biggest plan is to make equatorial mu radar in Kototaban, Indonesia. It is part of the larger program, study coupling of process in the solar telescope system. And here in this program, we want to, study the, sun to the earth effect, radiation, and also particle arriving to the, polar region. And we want to install the equatorial mu radar in the equator region. And the another, international collaboration will make the ice gas 3D radar in the northern European region. And also we want to make a global network of smaller instruments. And those programs are, gathered and making big ones. And we want to make, this equatorial mu radar. And again, the same figure. And we want to install that at the north of the ER site. And that is planned. And also the local survey is already conducted. And the understanding by the local government is already obtained. And this is to install larger antenna field radar about several hundred meters north of the ER at this moment. Okay, this is the summary of this presentation. Research cooperation with Indonesia started 1990s, and that is a long-time relationship. And also this, cooperation to Indonesia played a very much to us too. Like, we actually merged, WII and the RASC merged into the RISH, and the, both sides, both institutions before, had a close relationship to Indonesia. That's why that was, kind of grew to make this into the one. And even after the RISH establishment, the relationship in Indonesia continued to present. And now we have several, joint research, like to satellite programs or JASTIP, and the maybe, smaller programs are very much. And the alumni, I mean, students who studied in the RISH, now active in BRIN very much. That's very nice, and we are very happy with the activity here after graduation or getting a degree. And the Japan, Indonesia should keep good collaboration in the future too. And for the talking about the atmospheric radar, equatorial atmosphere radar has been successfully operated more than 20 years at Kototaban. We now plan and propose the project of a larger equatorial mu radar to Japan government, not yet funded. And to realize this program, we need big support from BRIN. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mamoru Yamamoto, for the speech and explaining about the program, the collaboration between RIS and some of agency and university or institute in Indonesia, and to the continuing long-term collaboration between RIS and BRIN. We also kindly to show the souvenir to thank you for the opening remarks.
We already prepared a souvenir to Professor Yamamoto as an express of our thanks come to Indonesia, but I please will be delivered by Dr. Dawam. Yeah. Thank you very much. We still have question and answer. So probably the participant would like to ask you. Okay, Citra Sandozo, please.
The next session is question and answer. If there are any questions from participant or from Green, even from the invited speakers, we welcome them.
Yeah, excuse me, is a question? Or repeat it again, please. Excuse me.
Yes, we ask, we invite the participants to maybe.
There's a question from Bama-san.
From Bama-san, okay.
Okay, thank you, Pak Wahyu. And I think that's the last slide. Is the student from Indonesia in this. I think that's very important for us. So for the future, do you have a strategy for how to get more students from BRIN or for our institute to study in this or Kyoto University?
Asking about the future program? In future, in this presentation I was talking about the new radar program, and actually it is a big one, and I want to do that. And in a general sense, this is not obviously mentioned, but the Kyoto University itself want to enhance the international collaboration very much. And I think there will be some kind of movement or, starting from Kyoto University. And this time, soon after the, generation of BRIN, Kyoto University and the BRIN, top to top, had discussion and made up the general memorandum of agreement from the beginning. I think it is a very strategic movement by the Kyoto University, and it is not clearly told, but I think that consists of some kind of interest of strengthening, collaboration between these two institutions. Kyoto University itself to bring. And here, for example, we have two different type of collaboration. One is wood research related, and also atmospheric science related. I think we want to enhance those two, group activities, and also continue. Then we will be able to, contribute to the much larger scale collaboration between Kyoto University to Indonesia institutions. Now, because of the rich, BRIN establishment, talking to the whole Indonesian scientists is getting easier. We don't need to talk to everybody. If you just talk to the head of the BRIN, then it is talking to the whole Indonesian scientists. That's why maybe, I don't know when, but will be possibly happen.
Nah ini lokasi rumah tapak jabatan menteri kita juga yang selain HPK ada.
Okay, I saw here Dr. Edigiris here. I hope you have a suggestion or something, a question for Professor Yamamoto. Probably Dr. Edigiris here. Okay. I also see Ms. Kie Inoue from ASEAN Secretariat. Do you have any question or suggestion or maybe only comment? Ms. Kie Inoue-san. Professor Kono-sensei also here. I saw your name. Thank you very much for your help.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much for this program. I also extend my thanks to Professor Yamamoto for the University of Speech. As Professor Yamamoto mentioned, all the universities looking as a strengthening plan to have joint research works and higher education cooperation with ASEAN countries. And I'm sure that Indonesia is one of the target countries, and the green is a target institute for this kind of new development. Most probably,
excuse me, your voice is not easy to hear over Zoom.
Be clear. Be clear voice.
Can you hear me? No? Not there.
Yeah, probably you can close your video, only voice.
I hope that we have much more person in the future. Thank you very much.
Okay. For example, if you have a question or comments, send us by email or chat, and we'll be able to return later. But anyway, thank you very much for your interest.
Yeah, another invited is Mrs. Maria Rowena from Philippines, President of Alumni Association of Philippines. Do you have any question or something, comment?
Still driving, so I will be asking a question later on. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Good.
Professor Otani Sensei, please, do you have any comment? Thank you very much for your supporting. Still have
hello.
Okay, please
go ahead.
Professor Yamamoto, thank you very much for a great introduction of your collaboration with researchers in Indonesia. I'm really impressed. You have been lot of contribution to the research, especially by using radar. I think there are many opportunities for Indonesian researchers to collaborate in the near future. I really appreciate your contribution to researchers in Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have two aspects. One is wood research, and the other is atmospheric science. And the development of a young researcher, wood research side has been very successful. And now in BRIN, many active researchers graduate from WISH, from Kyoto. And from atmosphere side, we rather go forward in the instrument side. Then for the capacity building, we need to follow the success of the wood research side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We also invite Ibu Eni Sudarmanowati. She is honorary members of JAAI. Professor Eni Sudarmanowati, do you still on? Okay. Yeah. We also saw Professor Wasin Safi. Thank you very much. He is a senior lecturer in IPP University. We have a collaboration for a long time in the core university program JSPS Food Science. Professor Wasin, please give your suggestion or Pak Wasrin, kalau ada komen silakan. Masih remote, mute Pak.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
I
Yes,
can hear you. Yes.
I was participate in the JSPS program 1996 to 2006, yeah, and I myself working on the forest product chemistry and the cooperation with Professor Shimada and Professor Umizawa now. So thank you very much for JSPS cooperation. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pak Wasrin. We also invite Miss Chisato Saito from Kyoto University. I saw your name here, but I'm afraid, are you still here or not?
Yes, Wakio Sensei, thank you very much for the kind invitation. And thank you to Yamamoto Sensei for the wonderful presentation. My question is, what do you think is the most important to continue collaboration between Indonesia and Japan? For example, good proposal, good topic to work with, or research funding, or people relationship, or anything else? Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually the continuing effort to get in the fund, that's very important. But we should have interest in each other. And also talking about the relationship to Indonesia, in the beginning, many years ago, that is, the fund is raised from Japan side, and the Japanese side is based in Indonesia, raise collaboration. But nowadays, I think, BRAIN is established, and also the Indonesia government are interested in enhancing the science of their country too, as well. That's why I think from now on, we do not need or we should not expect 100% raised from Japan side. Rather, Indonesian side would raise fund and try getting the how say priority or primer of the research activity and include Japanese collaborator. Such a both direction and equal based relationship, and after 20-30 years, I think in some aspects, in some research field, now the Indonesian side is has already developed to the level that we can do, collaborate each other at the equal base. I hope that kind of, good relationship each other in the future. Do I, answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. I think it's very important that the Japan side also bring JSPS coordinate with each other. And over the Justice project, we have been trying very hard to have a kind of equal relationship to have more coordinators. In addition to professors, young researchers, we need more people to bridge each side. Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually the capacity building takes a long time. But I think, we already had a long history of the collaboration. And maybe in the beginning, Indonesian side, getting a fund was not so easy. And the research, the research possibility was very limited in the Indonesian side in the beginning. Now, you are developing and you are having more chances of, such funds or, programs. I hope Indonesian side will take initiative, not everything, but some limited area in the beginning, and try to involve science from Japan or other countries maybe included. Such a, active initiation of the program for Indonesian side by using the function of a brain. I hope very much. Thank you very much for the question.
Okay, please.
Thank you very much. So, I also try to come offline for this one is because I feel this one is a quite important program. Yeah, actually, I have very fortunate to have experience on the times that in the research exchange with Totori University. I think this is really good program. Yeah, because especially for the young researcher, maybe it can widen the perspective, and then also it will come up with idea that can benefit for both countries. I think. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I would like to.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much, moderator. I would like to say also to my professor, my home, Professor Kono Yasuki. I have visited last year in October until December in Kyoto University, and I have discussed with many key professor in CIAS, Center Southeast Asian Study, that we would like to bolster MOU in terms of the exchange student for master and for doctor, because we have an umbrella MOU between BRAIN and Kyoto University. It is very, very excellent. So I would like to appeal that member of JIA alumni, maybe percentage that 50% still master, not achieve to doctor. So we would like to have that head of the JA alumni atau presiden alumni, Professor Wahyu, would like to have a priority program that in the 5 years, our member of JAA would like from the master to shift to doctor program. And this is, priority by fundraising of the LPDP. If this happen, maybe this is one good step in the future to provide it best quality of the researcher and also manpower. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question or comments. And maybe it is more related to the JAAI itself, and that's why I cannot understand answer the question. But I agree, and also I have a chance of talking to Professor Kono at Kyoto University, and because I was selected because of the Professor Kono actually. Progress. Yeah, that's why, and also Kono Sensei try to make the big umbrella between Bring and the Kyoto University, and that I think is holding, more capacity building and more, closer collaboration in science between two organizations.
Okay, thank you, Professor Herman Hidayat. We still have one question, maybe from alumni, JSPS Alumni Association from other countries or from the participant. One more last question because we have to continue to the invited speaker. Bu Hani Wijaya? No.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, shall we close the question and answer session? So then Ms. Chitra will continue to the next agenda. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Maru.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, and also the discussion was very interesting. Thank you.
All right, so we continue our agenda. The next session is presentation from invited speakers that will be moderated by Ms. Lutfia Suraya. Ms. Lutfia Suraya, currently working in Peatland and Mangrove Restoration Agency, BRGM, in the Community Empowerment Division. To Ms. Lutfia Suraya, please welcome this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Chitra, for the warm introduction. Hello, a very good morning to all of us, ladies and gentlemen, for the participants of the 6th International Symposium of JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia. My name is Lutfia Suraya from the Peatland and Mangrove Restoration Agency. This is my third experience to join the Symposium. I'd like to say my gratitude around 112 participants from Indonesia. As was mentioned earlier today, that we're going to talk how we're going forward on redesign our research collaboration, because it helps the scientists to improve our works, new discoveries, and share our findings together. Today, to discuss more on these issues, we have joining us 4 prominent speakers who have present among us this morning. First, I would like to invite Professor Hani Wijaya. She will present and discuss regarding food and health science with the title of Pursuing Study on Plant Derivative Exosome. Professor Hani, please give a quick hello.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Moderators. Can you hear me? It's okay? Yeah, hopefully everybody can hear my voice. Okay, so the honorable guests, distinguished speakers, dear participants, ladies.
Okay, Professor Hani dan Pak Hasan Abimanyu. He will present new and renewable energy sciences. And also the third speakers, Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo. He will present for the environment and related science aspect. And the 4th invited speaker, Dr. Heri Yogaswara. He will discuss regarding social and humanities studies. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we're going to Professor Hani presentation, Professor Hani is the head of Food Chemistry Division at the Department of Food Science Technology, IPB University, and she has received several awards including Green Sarwono Award 2022, and also JA Awards 2022. So Professor Hani, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry, I cannot hear clearly, so I have started too early. Okay, so I will redo again. So thank you very much, Madam Chairpersons, the honorable guests, distinguished speakers, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Shalom, salam kebajikan, dan tentu saja salam sehat selalu. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning everybody. So let me share first the presentation slide. Hopefully you can see this one clearly. So yeah, thank you very much. So it is my great pleasure to have this opportunity. Thanks to God the Almighty for giving us this wonderful opportunity to strengthen our collaborations. And I should address my deep gratitude also to the outstanding committee, Professor Wahyu Duyanto and teams. In this opportunity, let me share our experience to pursue something very new for me actually, and also I think it's still very new topics. We study on the plant derivative exosome-like nanoparticle as new food ingredients, especially for the functional food ingredients. But the most important to share with you is how to make the collaborative research in this topic. So I will proceed my talk with talk a little bit about the background of regarding the food crisis versus innovation, and I will also talk about a little bit about what is a plant-derived exosome-like nanoparticles, we call it PDEN, and how we pursue this research by doing collaborative activities. So you know that like or not, we have already come with the food crisis conditions, and it's become worse we have a lot of problem with the war and also climate changes. And yes, I feel so sorry when I heard from friend in USA that functional availability also impacted with this one. But a good thing is that I always believe to my friend Joaquin von Braun that everything we can see from the positive perspective, and it's mean this condition is an opportunity for innovation. So we are lucky because in the World Congress just last year in Singapore, it's come to the consideration for the people who working in food that in the future we have to go with the innovation, sustainability, and health. So with that kind of courage, we go with something very new for us, especially how to use the plant-derived exosome-like nanoparticle, PDEN, in this case, to come to our food array. So actually, exosome itself is a kind of extra cellular vesicle produced by cell with a size range of 30 to 100 nanometers. And usually it's produced by stem cell, and it has been reported by Hyrule et al. 2019, have anti-inflammatory properties. But in case of food, it is a little bit to use this kind of ingredients because we have to think about the safety, and then about the renewable and also the cost and so on. So we try to go with something sources from not mammalian derived, but more plant derived. We call it plant derived exosome-like nanoparticle, or PDEN. And Chen et al. Has already reported that the ginger-derived PDEN can inhibit the inflammasome activation. So this is actually what we call is PDEN. So it's a good thing because it has a bioactive compound inside. But the best for us is it is can modulate the gain expression across the kingdom to give the health impacts. And it's also easier to include it in the macrophage or in the other cells. So it's meant for us in food area that we can use a little more ingredients with a better impact. So we don't need to eat so many ingredients, but in very small amount we get already the health impact. And as I'm also working with flavor, it's very nice because usually we cannot use so many compounds or so many ingredients which give the flavor. Is too heavy to get the sensory. So with null, just null, because I really don't know what kind of ingredient we call is exosome. So it is very interesting when somebody asked me to come with what we call is collaboration research by using the State Higher Education Institution of Incorporated Legal Entities Collaboration. In this case, we call it PT-NBH research funding. So together with the UGM, UNER, and ITB as the leader, we go with a proposal, which for me is really something unbelievable. So the good things that during the research, we got a very nice results. As you can see here that the ginger PDEN can clearly monitor in the cytoplasm already. This is the green one is the PDEN, and this is the nucleus, the blue. So you can see there is a good merge on this one. And in case of macrophage, only for 2 hours, we get already the macrophage can absorb the PDEN from 2 type of ginger. And this is the good things when we try to give the concise review and hypothesis in a reputable journal. As you see, because this is what we call is collaboration research, and I learned a lot from Japanese here, so we get a lot of people there, but it's good because this become our top articles for 2021, 2022. That is good for us that we can do, we believe we can do. So with this kind of promising result, we continue the collaboration research, focus on the PDEN itself, and using the what we call is the as Pak Yamamoto Sensei said that now we got a lot of opportunity to get the funding from national sources. So we go with the national competitive collaboration research, but in this case we invite researchers from Gifu University to also come to do this collaboration research. So we go with the establishment of purification and characterization methods for ginger-derived exosome-like nanoparticles and focus on its anti-inflammatory activities. So with this kind of research, we try to find our interest in our its field of study and continue to try to find a new scientific findings based on our own capability, but then we can make a kind of wholesome pictures of a new finding in the research, what you call it, pictures for the whole human purpose, of course. But for this research, we just keep the research aims is to optimize the isolation and purification methods of ginger-derived nanoparticle like exosome using the established methods from Gifu University. And then we try to compare with the one, especially the function in reducing the inflammation, comparing with the mesenchymal stem cell derived exosome in vitro in human lung cells, and also to apply this one for the periodontitis case in vivo for teeth. So you can imagine, I cannot do this one because this is not my object, but I can have a lot of information regarding the effectivity. So we can also contribute for this, So experts, we contribute to explore and extract the purification of ginger PDAN. We got the standard guidance from Gifu University. Then we prepare the plant-derived exosome like nanoparticles to be utilized to our partner in ITB and UGM. So hopefully we can have anti-inflammatory agents, including as a food ingredient after we know how is the activities. So this is a part of the result. We go with several kinds of ginger, and we try to check which one is the best, because yeah, not all of the variety give the same, and we put our selected ginger was jahe emprit, and so based on this data, we can see that the PDEN of jahe emprit can be easily comes to the cells, yeah. And of course, there is a different kind of efficacy for its cell, and so the stem cells will be the higher, but still we can have the macrophage, which is very important for the inflammatory and also in the lung. The efficacy of this ginger PDEN is promising. So that with that kind of idea, yeah, we go for the publication, because you know in Indonesia mostly the funding, yeah, the funding for research funding should be targeted for the publication in reputative journal. So at first we only can promise one paper submitted and 3 draft, but luckily we can publish 3 papers and 1 accepted already, and yeah, we just go with this what you call it, the proofreading. Now we have another one under review in the second round, and then we have a 1 draft, not 2 draft actually. But a good thing has also been mentioned in the previous one. This is a good of a new future collaboration, because we can also involving master students in our study, and one of them will continue the PhD study program for exosome research in our partner university in Gifu. So you see, this is our new collaboration publication in Q1 with the Japanese researcher inside, because we go already with that one. So yeah, I should also give a little bit what you call it, the story behind, because how we can get with the Gifu University in the collaboration of exosome. That is the blessing, because I'm involving in this JSPS joint research project for 3 years with Professor Imanida Batubara from Indonesian side and Professor Hiroshi Takemori from the Japanese side. So this research is nothing to do with the exosome, but I have done this one, so I have already success to put the extract of the endangered plant Adenostemma lavenia in the functional candy. But the good things, when I have a possibility to visit actually, and I have been there in the yeah, it's a little bit challenging. Yeah, there is really in the deep fuyu, or yeah, what you call cold phase of Japan in February last February. I got opportunity to visit, and then I learned, because yeah, luckily in this lab also working with the milk exosome, so I learned a lot the technique how to go with the exosome research. And if you see here, yeah, it's amazing for me to sing something living, yeah, because this is once again, it's really new. Without this collaboration, I never know how to see the free exosome come inside to the cytoplasm, and we have to avoid to come with the lysosome, but luckily it's still there, and it's mean it will be very yeah, promising for going further to make this exosome like what you call result in the future for practical use. Okay, so another things that I want to go a little bit with this one is, yes, you can see these happy faces. I have an opportunity to creating opportunity for student changes. Not I mean our teams. And then we have also opportunity to make a capacity building there through knowing each other. Yeah, I can share my knowledge and I can get the information from the our researcher team about something new. Yeah, so with that kind, I got the entire acknowledgement about science actually, and this is the bonus. Yeah, we can make the student have a new experiences with a new culture. For me also nice. Yeah, it's something that I always miss. My second home country, there is Japan, and after several years with the COVID, now I can see again the atmosphere and the things that are good of with this collaboration is something. It's very small, but it's very critical for research procedures. So my very hearty and nice host, Professor Takemori, yeah, always support us with everything, including small equipments that we cannot buy here in Indonesia. So yeah, I think time is already there. I have to stop. With a lot of opportunity, a lot of collaboration activities we can do further, because now it's also supported with the technology. We can go at night, in the morning, whatever, we can go any times and we can have a beautiful communication. And now we go with the next collaborative proposal. Hopefully it's work. And yeah, maybe if good in the future, we will go with the JSPS program as well to make it bigger, like Professor Yamamoto has already presented before. So yeah, I think this is my last part to say. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the Japanese student who will come very soon. So hopefully that kind of collaboration will bring us a lot of students to Japan, and we also wait students come to Indonesia. Maybe they want also to pursue the PhD here. But the most important I learned from the collaboration is, this is my bad habit. As a senior researcher, I always feel I already in my comfortable zone. So what should I do to do something? Collaboration is a little bit difficult, a little bit messy and so on. But then I realized that I want something different happen in this scientific work. So I always remember what Albert Einstein said, that the purest form of insanity is to leave everything the same and at the same time hope that things will change. So hopefully with this collaboration activities, I can and I will come out from the comfort zone and go with the good yes, contribution to the scientific work. Why not? Thank you very much. And terima kasih, arigatou gozaimasu. I do apologize for something like improper presentation. But with this, I have to say, yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi Santi Om. Thank you for your attention. Madam Moderators, screen and time is yours.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Professor Hani, thank you for your clear presentation and also very comprehensive presentation, as well as inspiration for all of the young researchers to go out from our comfort zone. Thank you very much. Your presentation, I think, give us the great symposium to look forward on how science, technology, and innovations could solve the current problems through strong collaboration, as well as strong networking. So, Professor Hani, thank you very much once again. After your presentation, Prof. Wahyu will give some souvenirs and will show us the souvenirs. Please kindly show the souvenir, Professor Wahyu.
Yes, as an express of our thanks for your very excellent achievement and presentation, we also prepare a souvenir, very simple souvenir with your name here. This is from Starting Company. Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you
I
very
will.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Hani and also Prof. Wahyu for the clear presentation. A very big applause. Please give applause for Professor Hani. Thank you. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to greet all of the participants join us today from Zoom meeting and live streaming via YouTube. I would like to greet Professor Dr. Abdul Karim from Bangladesh. Thank you for joining us today, Professor from Bangladesh. If you have any questions or comments or view, please kindly share to the chat box or directly in the Q&A session. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the second invited speaker. There will be Pak Hasnan Abimanyu, PhD. He will present new and renewable energy sciences with the title Research Ecosystem of Renewable Energy in Complying Net Zero Emission. So this topic is very related to our net zero emission target in 2016. So Pak Hasnan Abimanyu, PhD, will give us a very clear explanation and presentation regarding this very interesting topic. Pak Hasnan, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Honorable from JSPS and JAI, Honorable keynote speakers and invited speakers, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to talk my presentation about research ecosystem of renewable energy in complying net zero emission in the General Assembly and the 6th International Symposium of JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia. My name is Hasnan Abimanyu, Chairman of Research Organization for Energy and Manufacture, BRIN. Government of Indonesia has a commitment to reduce emission in 2030 by 29%. And or 41% with the international assistance. So in November 2021, Indonesia has a statement about this contribute to accelerating the global realization of net zero emission. So the President of Indonesia speech at the annual assembly on August 16, 2022, the statement is about the clean energy from solar, geothermal, wind, ocean waves, and bioenergy will attract industrialization to produce low emission products. So, and then in the presidency G20 in Bali, with the theme of recover together, recover stronger, there are three main issues. One of them is the transition to sustainable energy. So this transition to sustainable energy with the strengthening the global clean energy system and equitable transition through three actions, namely energy accessibility, risk securities, improve smart and clean energy technology, and advancing energy finance. So in this graph, we can see the scenario of business as usual, the consumption of energy source in Indonesia. So in 2050, maybe the largest share of final energy demand is by oil at 40%. And then for electricity, I'm sorry, for the electricity and for gas and coal. So we can take a look at here of biomass. Use of biomass demand is very small portion. So in this scenario of NZE target, we can predict the emission peaks if we want to have a net zero in 2045 or 2050. So the peak of emission is located in 2027 at 0.93 gigaton carbon dioxide equivalent. But if we want to have a net zero in 2060 or 2070, so the peaking emissions shift a little bit to 2029 at around 0.94 gigaton carbon dioxide equivalent. So this is the energy mix today in Indonesia, and then also the scenario with the business as usual. That so year and on year, the growth of the renewables energy was 6.5%. So this is the faster growing than other fuel, including coal and natural gas. This is a hope for us that we can use this renewable energy in the future. So this roadmap net zero emission from Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, there are phase by phase 5 years phase. So there is in the end of the phase there is targeted emission reduction, and also how the supply and demand in each phase we can read here in this roadmap of net zero emission in Indonesia. This is the living document that can be changed anytime. So how is the new and renewable energy power plants development plan for net zero emission? So we can see here starting 2030 we will put PV in the yellow color here, yellow bar dominate the renewable energy power plants in the next future in Indonesia. So the condition of energy in Indonesia and projection to the next future. So we can see that we know already that we, Indonesia, is the net importer of petroleum since 2004. And also with the prediction in 2025, Indonesia will be also net importer of natural gas. And the coal, the energy condition today is we increase drastically the production and export of the coal. And the peak may be in 2032 or 34 and then will be a decrease again. And the use or consumption of coal in Indonesia also increased significantly by year. So in energy mix in Indonesia dominated by coal with 37% and oil with 33%. But there is a new and renewable energy in the energy mix here by 12%, which is different kind of renewable energy from solar to ocean energy. So we can take a look here, the potential of renewable energy in Indonesia, and maybe the utilization until today. A little bit far from this potential of renewable energy in Indonesia. So to overcome these obstacles, we should build a research ecosystem for new and renewable energy power generation. It means that the all sectors should be or must work together. Government-owned enterprise, government research institutes, private companies, academia, and also the communities. The communities have a important role of this ecosystem of research for new and renewable energy. So how BRIN have developed or developing or making research in new and renewable energy. So there are many kinds of research and innovation in BRIN, such as biomass co-firing for coal power generation. I'm sorry, I maybe will talk fast about this research and innovation in BRIN about the new and renewable energy, because there is a limited time for us to have this presentation to be finished. So we researched the biomass co-firing to substitute the coal in coal power generation. And also we research and innovate this biodiesel and fuel conditioning. So there is a program of government to have B40 to transportation. So we include in this team. So biodiesel for today is a biodiesel. We have B30, B30 and B35. So we will increase the B to B40. Waste to energy. So we develop binary cycle power generation, especially the turbine for this binary cycle power generation using the exhaust heat by the process of the waste. And this is the pilot plant of plastic to oil with the low chlorine plastic oil. So the reactor capacity is 1,200 liters, and the input is around 1 or 2 tons per day, only plastics. So by S20 clean energy transition, we also have research about the hydrogen, how hydrogen to produce the hydrogen, and also to utilize the hydrogen. This is the multiple hydrogen technologies in Indonesia, from gray hydrogen, from natural gas and water, until the turquoise hydrogen by nuclear plant. And then the floating PV, I'm sorry, photovoltaic or thermal photovoltaic. With these parameters, I should not read any lines, line by lines. And then smart grid, we integrate the different energy sources or electric sources by this smart grid. We use the EMS and SCADA. Also, we have a research about the geothermal. So we have the plant 3 megawatt in Kamojang. In pico and micro hydro, we already have installed several kinds of pico and micro hydro in different locations in Indonesia, especially in the West Java. So also the energy conservation, we have a testing lab, energy management, energy audit, and so on. So energy management monitoring system, and we develop also charging station and monitoring system for the electric vehicle, both 4 or 2 wheels. And thank you very much for your attention. This all my presentation today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Hasnan. Dr. Hasnan is the head of Research Center for Energy and Manufacture from BRIN. Thank you very much for the insight. And there are many research that have been done in the laboratory, such as biomass, and then regarding a new and renewable energy, such as co-firing for coal generation, and also about the prediction of emission peaks that will contribute to our living documents regarding roadmap to net zero emission in 2060. Thank you very much, Pak Hasnan Abimanyu, PhD, for the clear presentation. We hope that all of the participants could address the issues and highlight and could discuss with us and in the question and answer session. So please kindly drop your question in the chat box regarding this issue. This is very interesting issue nowadays. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Prof. Wahyu already served the souvenir for the second invited speaker, Prof. Wahyu. Please kindly show the souvenir.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, Dr. Hasnan couldn't attend on this symposium because he has a duty in Germany, but we already prepared the souvenir for him. Thank you very much, Dr. Hasnan. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prof. Wahyu, for the souvenir, and also Pak Hasnan for the very clear presentation. We would like to move to our third speaker today. We would like to invite our third speaker, Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo. He is the head of Forest Fire Laboratory, Faculty of Forestry from IPB University. I will read a quick background from Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo. So Professor Bambang completed his doctoral study in tropical forest resources and environment at Kyoto University in 1996. He received several awards such as Global Landscape Fire Awards, Global Fire Monitoring Center from University of Freiburg, Germany, and Johan Maddock Prize in London in 2019. So we will hear more from Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo regarding the problems of air pollution and climate change. And also we will hear how to build strong networking and collaboration with other countries through mutually beneficial research program. So Professor Bambang, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, moderators. I will try to share with you our experience regarding the research collaboration in context of promoting science, especially related to air pollution and climate change. And then I will start with the two video, and then after that I will continue. Please. Next slide, please. This is the video, please.
In just days, our planet's population will cross a new threshold. The 8 billionth member of our human family will be born. These milestones put into perspective what this climate conference is all about. How will we answer when baby 8 billion is old enough to ask, what did you do for our world and for our planet when you had the chance? Excellencies, this UN climate conference is a reminder that the answer is in our hands. And the clock is ticking. We are in the fight of our lives and we are losing. Greenhouse gas emissions keep growing. Global temperatures keep rising. And our planet is fast approaching tipping points that will make climate chaos irreversible. We are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator. The war in Ukraine, other conflicts have caused so much bloodshed and violence and their dramatic impacts all over the world. But we cannot accept that our attention is not focused on climate change. We must, of course, work together to support peace efforts and end the tremendous suffering. But climate change is on a different timeline and a different scale. It is the defining issue of our age. It is the central challenge of our century. It is unacceptable, outrageous, and self-defeating to put it on the back burner. Indeed, many of today's conflicts are linked with growing climate chaos. And the war in Ukraine has exposed the profound risks of our fossil fuel addiction. And today's crisis cannot be an excuse for backsliding or greenwashing. If anything, they are a reason for greater urgency, stronger action, and effective accountability.
Thank you. For next second video, please. Okay, thank you for the video. For the next slide. So why I saw you for the first time with two video, I would like to let you know that the consequences of the what we are doing, especially regarding the environmentals, is still we can record it. So those just remind us that we are trying to get information and how to manage it. For instance, like the second video, how NASA trying to formulate it, then it could be used by us. And then please remember that Indonesia usually blame for the third largest CO2 emitters. So the question is this true or not? So as a scientist, even we don't have any, experience, any high level of equipment, but through the collaboration, then we will make a good result to make this issue or not. So I will show you the results. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. Then this is what Indonesian government already submitted to UNFCCC. For instance, for last COP27, 2022 last year, I joined also in Egypt. That from here we can see that LCOE, including pit fires, consists of about 40, 15, 30%. So it means that this is another issue. The question how we can encourage, how we can manage, and how we minimize this thing in order to keep the average temperature is around 1.5 degrees Celsius. Next slide, please. Now we're starting for collaboration. This is about 2013 starting. It's about 10 years with several universities in the US, for instance, like University of South Dakota University, and then University of Maryland, Montana, University of California, New York, etc. that funded by US NASA. But now we are lucky. We now I joined now the international interdisciplinary research with around 20 universities and around the world, and about 40, more than 40 institutions. This is funded by US NASA regarding the issue on environmental and air pollution and climate change, of course. Next slide, please. So then, through this collaboration in 2015, we conduct research. Then my college bring the equipment from US. For us, it's quite big and quite expensive. Yeah, it's around $300,000 US, and only person who can have skill that can running it. This is we're conducting the research starting in Central Kalimantan in 2015. Next slide, please. Here, everybody with the capability they are doing, yeah, for conduct the research in the pitland during the pit fires at the time. Next slide, please. Then finally, we got the result based on our conducted research in 2015. Then finally, we got 90 cases from pit fires in Central Kalimantan, which finally we recognize more than 50% of those gases is very harmful to human beings. That until today, we never known. I think this is maybe for the first time in the world. Thank you. Next slide, please. This is finally from this research, we know that if we use the IPCC models, then our CO2 emission will overestimate about 8%. Methane is 55%, and H3 about 86%, etc. So from here, then we know that something must be done. If not, then our emission increase about 30%. Next slide, please. This is also the equation that I use until today by Indonesian government, especially for calculating the peatland. You can see the combustion factor. For peatland, they use 1, but you know, a pit is wet. They will never dry 100%. So this then they use a calculation from several years ago. Next slide, please. This is, you can see, yeah. They still use that one. That finally we know the combustion factor per peatland is not 1, but 0.6 to 0.7, something like that. Next slide, please. This is, you can see, they use by IPCC. You can see there, combustion factor the same 1, and also the others like Bendep, they make the same. But you know, the peatland is not like the football land. Okay, next slide, please. This is the pictures. Yeah, the guy with is Professor Mark Kohren, is leading expert now from University of Malena. And until today, we're conducting research not only in Kalimantan, but also in Sumatra, especially for the pit fire. Next slide, please. Okay, we also collaborating research and conducting in the ground with calculate groundwater level, yeah, using the good experiment, also the tools also, but we also checking look like a traditional, but this is very, very important. Next slide, please. Then the people usually thought that the pit fires usually fire in the ground, but we never seen there. But now we got with Mark Kohren, we know that we can use the telecamera. Then we know that you can see the red one below the pit is still burning there. So it means that the treatment for the pit fire is different from others. Next slide, please. From here also using satellite, mini satellite, yeah, provided by US NASA or provided by European Satellite Agency to make sure how then finally we can use. This is actually we can use for the law enforcement. Okay, next slide, please. This is I'm invited to join. That is Bob Wilkerson in the laboratory. Bob Wilkerson is the one lead scientist from the chemical atmosphere, and Mark Kohren is also the reviewer for Science in Nature. He's also leading expert for the chemical atmosphere, and now with us, but more than 10 years, working in the ground regarding the pit lab. Next slide, please. Then we will continue with Max Planck Institute from Germany. Next slide, please. This is because of fire in 1915. And then there is also ability would like to know more about ASEAN countries. So then next slide, please. We established what we call the Regional Fire Management Society of Asia since 2017. From there, we monitor the fires in Indonesia, not only in Indonesia, but also in ASEAN. We know the hotspot, we know the emission, etc. Now we are monitoring this in our center in Faculty of Forestry in Bogor. Next slide, please. Then we continue collaboration with a French embassy. Next slide, please. So we are invited to go to the PSL University in Montpellier, for instance, last year. I spent about more than 1 month there. We share the experience and also the education about the fires, and also I joined for the training, etc. And then we are also finally now we are provided fire simulator. This is #1 only in Southeast Asia. Only Indonesia has the fire simulators. This is, a product of collaboration. Next slide, please. And then also the ground, yeah, because I invite the fire brigades, how the fire brigade from France tackling about the fire using the activities, even though we use the minimum of the equipment in the ground. Next slide, please. And also collaboration with APT. This is funded by also government of Japan. Next slide. For instance, like they're monitoring also about the groundwater level, because we joined from Indonesia, Brunei, Malaysia. Would like to know about, because we all have a pit, and then how to monitor it. Yeah. And we joined and supported by the government of Japan. Then we're running this. Next slide, please. Okay. Next slide, please. And also collaboration with Red Care. Yeah. Next slide, please. This is the Indonesian Clean Air Program. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. And then also the activities join to share. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, I joined the World Policy Congress and also COP, yeah, etc. This is to share and to give our knowledge. Next slide, please. And then finally, we got the result. And from here, we know that the extreme power increase in 2030, and also the others like 50, etc. Next slide, please. And the conclusion, there is much that public wants to know about current condition regarding climate change and weather, because it has something to do. It become a problem later when The country cannot solve this problem alone due to limited fund and knowledge. It has mutually beneficially cooperation is the answer. Collaboration does not always have to be purely theoretical, but collaboration that involves real life and its part will likely get more portion in the public, because then the public will respond immediately. Sometimes attending international meeting and visiting can be quick solution to existing problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo, for the clear presentation and also comprehensive regarding all of the research done and also research collaboration with several universities, like having funding from US NASA and also from the French Embassy. And we are very happy that we have a fire simulator first in Asia. Thank you very much for the update of the information, Professor Bambang. So Professor Wahyu, please kindly show us this souvenir for our third invited speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Bambang Hero. I heard that you have another meeting and I think you are very busy. Yeah, but for this souvenir, I hope you could pick here. You could take here. Please come to our institute to take this souvenir. Okay.
Hi, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Bambang, for the presentation. To all of the participants of the 6JA, please kindly drop your questions. And also, we would like to hear from all of the participants how about your point of view, also your questions or comments regarding all of the presentation from our invited speaker. So please kindly drop your question and point of view. So ladies and gentlemen, let's move to our fourth invited speaker today. We have Dr. Heri Yogaswara. He is the head of research organization Archaeology, Language, and Literature from BRIN. He obtained his PhD from the Department of Anthropology, University of Indonesia in 2012. His research interests are ethnicity, identity regarding indigenous people, local knowledge, and human ecology. Previously, he is acting director of human development, culture, and population under BRIN's Deputy of Development Policy, and all of the research regarding human and social research that have been done by Dr. Heri Yogaswara. So, Dr. Heri Yogaswara, time is yours.
Thank you, MC. Is my voice clear already?
Yes, yes, please continue, Dr. Heri.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
may I? Okay. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the senior professor and all participants in this symposium. I think first of all, I really enjoy with the three presentation from Professor Hani, Professor Hasnan, and Professor Hero. I think I learned a lot about the science and technology, but I think in this presentation, I would like to share more about the organization, yeah, because I think in Indonesia right now is really the title under the new umbrella of research organization, the role of research social science and humanities in Indonesia. Yes, I will focus about the social science and humanities in Indonesia, especially research organization, archaeology, language and literature. Okay. I think the theme of this symposium is very timely. Redesign, research, collaboration, and promotion of sciences. Why the theme of symposium is timely? Because there is a transformation of research ecosystem in Indonesia. As we know, maybe for some of you, the bond of the National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN, as integration for the 5 entities of research development agencies in Indonesia, up to, I think, more than 60 research and development in the ministry, and now I think compose approximately 16,000 researcher and supporting staff in BRIN. I think that's a great change in the research ecosystem in Indonesia. That's why I think this symposium, the theme of symposium, is really related and timely if we discuss about the transformation of research institution. However, I would like to focus on the social science and humanities. Okay, this is a BRIN organization. Maybe in the keynote speaker, in the first part, already mentioned about the BRIN organization. But I think the most important is host. I think this is a leaking of the voice. Okay, I think the most important about this organization is we aware about the position of 7 deputies and also 12 research organizations. Okay, the 7 deputies has a different role as a services for internal and external of research, and the 12 research organization actually executing agencies doing research from various science in Indonesia. And if we talk about the 3 key function of BRIN, actually there are deputies, 3 deputies responsible for the policy support, and then the 4 deputies responsible for funding agencies, and 12 research organizations as executing agencies doing research in Indonesia. The composed of 85 research center. Okay, that's I think the important means the structure of BRIN. That's I think great transformation related with ecosystem in Indonesia. Okay, and then now I would like to mention about the 3 research organizations related with the social science and humanities. Yeah, actually there are 3 research organizations, and each research organization has some research center. Okay, the first research organization is social science and humanities. There are research center related with the politics, population, society and culture, religion, law, education, and area studies. There are belong to social science and humanity. The second research organization related with the governance, economic, and social welfare, composed of research center related with local government, public policy, social welfare, macroeconomic and finance, economic and cooperation, people economic, circular economic and rural development, industry, services, and trade. Those are belong to the research organization governance, economic, and social welfare. And the third research organization that's mine belong is research organization archaeology, language, and literature, composed of research center related with archaeology of environment, maritime and sustainable culture, archaeology of Research Center for Manuscript, Literature, Oral Tradition, and also Research Center for Religion and Heritage. I would like to mention the 3 research organizations as a symbolize or representative of social science and humanities in Indonesia. That's all from social science and humanities. Right now, I would like to focusing on research organization, archaeology, language, and literature as a part of social science and humanity division. Okay, if we mention about this research organization, actually the task of this research organization is to carry out research, development, innovation, assessment, application through observation, survey, excavation, preservation, conservation, assistance, and evaluation in the field of archaeology, language, and literature. In this task of organization, we get privilege, doing research using the method of like excavation, preservation, and conservation as a unique method in archaeology, language, and literature. Yeah, that's why I think that's very important to have something unique in methodology, because it is only working in this research organization. Okay, and there are, I think, 3 significant why the research organization happen in the BRIN. Because if we talk archaeology, actually we talk about the potential of archaeological data. We found so many archaeological data, but I think we need to do research to make sure about the scientific content of this artifact or ecofact and etc. And if we talk about significant language and literature, because Indonesia has around 718 regional languages, but we have problem with the endangered language. We need to have digital technology, and also we have so many manuscript is still not being researched, and day by day the manuscript will be damaged, because the problem of storage and etc. And also, if we talk about the heritage on religion and civilization, actually we would like to focusing the root of ancestral legend, and also about the how to connect the economic development with the heritage. That's the significance of the 3 issues or 3 cluster of research in this our research organization. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we have 7 research center, and also if would like to know what is the focus of our business, actually the focus of our research is about how to understand tangible and intangible culture. And then to focus on our research, we are building we call in Bahasa Rumah Program or House of Program. We have 2 house of program. The first is construction of the Nusantara civilization, and second is national identity. And each house of program, there are 7 of cluster of research, And then why we need to have the cluster? Because we need to have more focus in our research. If we talk about the Rumah program or house of program, actually managed by research organization, open for all researchers inside and outside of BRIN to do research in this 2 house of program. Okay, and then if we talk about the collaboration, actually since we are joined with BRIN, the collaboration can be categorized, collaboration among the research center, among research organizations in the social science and humanities, as I mentioned earlier, collaborate with the Institute of Social Science and Humanity, collaborate with Research Center for Governance, with the external organization, just like universities. We are very much close with universities, also government and local government, because I think the previous researcher came from the ministries actually, and also independent researcher, because we know also some community, they have researcher, independent researcher, and also organization, professional organization, just like Association of Archaeology, Association of Oral Tradition, and etc. And also the collaboration with other research organization and deputy in BRIN. Yeah, because I think since we are in the same roof or same umbrella, the collaboration is wider and bigger, and also more multidiscipline. Yeah, because we are social science, but we have 9 other research organizations related with science and technology, meaning to say the collaboration is more multi and also interdisciplinary. And then the means of collaboration, we have joint research, yeah, because in our house of program, we open for joint research for 7 cluster of each house of program, joint publication, also conference, seminar, workshop, and also webinar. I think because of our situation in the pandemic era, the webinar is more accessible, and also public lecture. That's our means of collaboration since we are in the umbrella of BRIN. And also, if we talk about the scheme of collaboration, the first, as I mentioned earlier, about the house of program managed by a research organization, and also research organization can arrange the requirement for participants to apply the proposal, and also funding scheme from Deputy of Research and Innovation and Facilities. I think Pak Agus attend this symposium. And also, if we talk about the funding scheme, actually we have we call the Pusat Riset Kolaborasi, or Research Center for Collaboration, initiated by universities, yeah, and also the researcher from BRIM will join. Also, Research and Innovation Indonesia Maju, or we call RIM. Also, exploration and expedition, usually for collecting material for archaeology, also for life science and etc. Sailing days for using the research vessel of BRIN. And of course, we have some external funding from national and international agencies. And then I think, okay, there are some examples. The collaboration become wider since we are in the new umbrella of BRIN. This is some example like research toponymy, how the social science and the researcher from earth science and maritime working together. Also, we have research ethnoastronomy with the Research Center Aerospace and Aeronautics, yeah, and how the social science and humanities dialogue. They have dialogue with the other science, and also research ethnobotany, archaeology with the life science, research, even research for food security, actually can do with the governance, economic, social development, and also from research organization of agriculture and food, and also research geoarchaeology, yeah, and also research how habit of bicycle ride in the new capital, yeah, and then the collaboration social science and also electronics and informatics, actually how to let's say to naming, yeah, the place for the bicycle road and etc. And also excavation using the some technology, some tools, yeah, from other research organization. And also we have also, we call that from national universities and foreign institutions. I think this is also a good opportunity for us to announce if some of you from universities in Indonesia and also abroad, especially from Japan, and I heard also from Bangladesh or Philippines, to join as a visiting researcher in BRIN, especially in our research organization, also degree by research, to provide funding to do postgraduate study in some university. And also we have what is scheme for student, yeah, student as a research assistant, and also we call barista, just like assistant for the student in the end of their study, yeah, in the semester 7 or 8 in Indonesia, something like that. And also why in the new umbrella our collaboration become strength because we exchange different expertise and multidisciplinary perspective, also share technology owned by different research organization. Previously, it is a little bit difficult for us, just like research social science and astronomy. Yeah, it's not really easy to make that kind of research because different organization. But right now, we are in the same umbrella. The communication is very fluid, and then make us easy to exchange experience on also technology, and also wider network among different research organizations, I think. However, there are some challenges actually. We acknowledge of challenges, and we are really looking for how to overcome the challenges. First, about the mindset about research for knowledge production and policy purposes. Because previously, researchers are busy also to thinking about how to make research into policy matters. But I think in BRIN, we have the deputy and directors who are really responsible for policy matters and responsible how to make research into something implement or something materials. Yeah. And also another challenges is related with the consolidation researcher from different previous research and development unit. I think this is challenge because every research and development has also culture of research, has different purposes and etc. And also the building trust among different unit of research entities. I think this is a challenge, and we are optimized. All challenges will be overcome. I think thank you for this opportunity. I think I will enjoy for discussion later on. I return to MC.
Thank you very much, Dr. Heri Yogaswara, for the presentation. Dr. Heri enlightened and addressed some of the important points about the scheme of collaboration under the new umbrella BRIN, and hopefully the new umbrella of BRIN could bring the wider collaboration and beneficial collaboration for all of the scientists and other partners. And the highlight of the presentation is how to build the trust among different units of research entities to reach the strong collaboration and networking. Thank you very much, Dr. Heri Yogaswara, for the presentation. And Prof. Wahyu will show us the souvenir for Dr. Heri.
Yeah,
Please, Andy.
we also prepare a souvenir for Dr. Heri Yogaswara. Thank you very much in your very busy day. Thank you very much. Yeah, we will deliver to your address. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Wahyu. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the afternoon session, we hope that we have a clear new paradigm about the fourth invited speakers presentation. We hope that all of our topics give us clear insight and comprehensive as well as highly meaningful. Hopefully it could advance our research and strengthening further scientific collaboration between Indonesia, Japan, and other countries. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions or comments or point of view, please kindly share with us directly through Zoom meeting or from the hybrid meeting in iLab laboratory. Please kindly Professor Yamamoto or Professor Otani to give the comments or questions. So for all of the participants, we would like to invite all of the questions from all of the participants. Please kindly share with us. Maybe it could be point of view or questions. We will, please feel free to ask a question or comment. So Professor Wahyu, maybe you could help us to kindly invite the participants to share the questions in the Q&A session.
Yeah, I saw the name of Bu Atit Kanti here. Bu Atit, are you still follow the Zoom?
Yes, Prof. Wahyu, but I'm sorry, I cannot turn on my camera because right now I also have a different meeting. I'm sorry, but I am really happy to join this meeting, and
Yeah, probably you have a question or something. Try to collaborate with for focus, because I think your focus is on energy, don't you?
with various kind of what should I say, the various kind of the perspective. For example, you just explained that you can try to make some research related with the archaeology and the astronomy maybe, and also the perspective of the history of Indonesia in the other side of science, I think. So what do you, I just want to know more detail about the what should I say, the grand design for your organization actually, because I think we have to explore more about the deep history of Indonesia with various kind of base of scientific different approach. For example, could you try maybe to connect one of the archaeology with the history and with language and with others? It is one of our comment. And the second one maybe related with the new paradigm that we are going to move to a new capital city. So do you have some idea before they build some new city there? What would you like to explore relating with maybe a traditional approach to the new city in Kalimantan? Thank you very much, Prof. Wahyu and Dr. Yogaswara. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Atif. And I also saw Professor Mita Karina. Mita Karina is our senior in JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia. Are you still there? Professor Mita Karina? Maybe she do something else. Oh. Another participant is Professor Aris Hermiati. I think you have a collaboration with energy, biomass or something like that. And only suggestion because Dr. Hasna is not here. Who is? Also? Pak Pipin, ada lagi nggak? Oh, I saw Miss Elmi from I don't know from college from Alumni Association from other country. Okay, I also saw Professor Titin Sulastiningsih. Is there any question or suggestion to collaborate with? Okay.
Okay, Pak Wahyu.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, thanks very much, Pak Wahyu. I would like to appeal to a question to Professor Hani and also Professor Bambang Hero, our colleagues. As we know that the herbal medicinal plant, herbal derived from the medicinal plant, it costs billion US dollar. Advanced countries, South America, such European community, but as developing countries, Indonesia, we have many national park. We have also many medicinal plants in national park. But the problem, our government not see at all. This is the value. But we have the brain and other university, we have many researchers, but we don't have a market. We have also factory, jamu jago maunya. Air Mancur, the factory of the herbal. I mean, if we would like to synergic cooperation between university, between BRIN, between KLHK, and other herbal factory, such Air Mancur, for example, and others. This is medicinal plant such ginger tea atau temulawak atau jahe and other for the food security. Actually, Indonesia can receive the division foreign earning. It is billion US dollar. But the problem it is we lost our chance. How do you think, Professor Hani, to have synergic cooperation among many stakeholders? This is my first question. And the second question to Pak Hero Bambang. We have chance for the collaboration with BRG in 2017, 2018 in East Kalimantan and in Rio. We saw the forest fire happen at the time, and it eventually affect to the gas emission, to green gas houses, greenhouse. It is very serious problem, and Indonesia accused that Indonesia is polluted by the GHG, greenhouse gas emission. But the problem, I think, it is, I frankly say, the synergy cooperation among the BRG and other university and in the level province, TRGD, maybe PNBP, penanggulangan bencana daerah atau provinsi atau kabupaten, district. It is a lack of the synergic cooperation. So the fire eventually affect to the, become bigger and bigger. So, this is eventually affect to the community in terms of the health, in terms of the education, in terms of the transportation. It costs lost billion, atau trillion. How do you think, Professor Bambang, to minimize the effect of this kind of disaster, forest fire disaster? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Herman Hidayat, for the question. So, Professor Wayu, we would like to invite our invited speaker to answer the questions. So maybe for the first questions from Bu Atis, goes to Dr. Heri Yogaswara regarding how to connect the archaeology, history, and language into one collaboration, or how about the comments or research that have been done regarding to connection of the three points that has been done by Dr. Heri Yogaswara and partners. So please, Dr. Heri Yogaswara.
Can I answer now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for question, Professor Atit Kanti. Actually, there are three principles of house of program or rumah program in our research organization. The first principle is multidisciplinary, second is collaborative, and the third is competitive. Okay, multidiscipline means all the title of research, it should be not single discipline, even only social science. Let's say the proposal from archaeology, they should also include people from the manuscript and etc. And also we call the collaborative. It should be not only in the one research center. It should be other research center join. If we talk competitive, because we need to have review, for our proposal. There is no freelance, everything should be under review. That's why we call now call of collaboration, meaning to say, if you would like to apply or to make proposal, you need to have like discussion first with your candidate colleague to apply the research, apply the proposal. That's why in our candidate of proposal, there is a entitle of just like ethnoastronomy, because they would like to know how the local perception in East Nusa Tenggara using the star and other astronomics things in the sky for their agriculture. Yeah, that's why they need to talk first before they collaborate. Yeah, including also research related to ethnobotany and etc. Yeah, even I saw also the proposal, interesting proposal, how the ethnobotanists research on archaeology. Let's say to understanding the flora that's what is in the temple on etc. Or even epigraphy related with the medicinal plant and etc. Also many research related with the manuscript and traditional medicine. Yeah, that's why the three principle is very important to make our proposal with the good quality. That's first. The second, related with the Ibu Kota Negara, the host of program 2023 this year in our research organization is focusing on IKN and also Eastern Indonesia. Yeah, okay. Why Ibu Kota Negara? Because in our point of view, the very fast development in IKN quite worry for us as an archaeological perspective. Why? Because we know so many archaeological artifact is still there, not researched yet. That's why we are really would like to make will give to the Badan Otorita the importance of archaeological things, yeah, or artifact in IKN, yeah. And also last year we did research bicycle, yeah, route for bicycle in IKN. Why we need to work with the expert on archaeology? Because we would like to naming the name of street and etc. using the something local. Yeah, please don't use everything from Java. Let's say Jalan Sunda, Jalan. The term of Java is there. Better we use the local term. Yeah, from the ethnic of Balik, yeah, and also Dayak ethnic and etc. And also we were together with the expert from the electronic, something informatics, something like that. Let's say if we pass in the some let's say the area that previously very sacred, maybe we can get information through apps or through handphone. The area has something history and etc. That's why that's the collaboration among different. And then of course we are in the some umbrella. To make collaboration is quite easy, yeah, because we just communicate informally with the head of research center, head organization, and then they talk together and the idea come out. That's what I mean, the importance of new umbrella of this research ecosystem in Indonesia. That's all I think my answer. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Dr. Heri Yogaswara, for the answer. And also we would like to say thank you to Professor Atit for joining us and even give us the question so our discussion more fruitful. Thank you very much. And then we move to the second questions from Dr. Herman Hidayat to goes to Professor Hani and Professor Bambang. So the questions for Professor Hani regarding the market about the natural planting, regarding the research and how the government see the market value please kindly explain about the questions, Professor Hani.
Very sharp question, yeah, actually. So, yeah, I think now the government have already recognized the value of collaboration from what we call is hulu to hilir. Yeah? So I think for several recent years, there are a lot of program with the what you call the idea how to go to conduct a kind of research with involving the scientists and then the market and this the business, I mean, and then the governments and also the academia. So I have already one project and has finished because the product now already come into the market with one of pharmaceutical national pharmaceutical company, and it uses a lot of Indonesian natural sources like ginger or the Java turmeric, temulawak, and so on. And yes, it needs a long time to go because we have to build the capacity building first to have the idea of win-win collaborations and win-win benefit as well, and also to go with the sustainability, because once it's come to the market, sustainability should be there. So to make this kind of network is not easy. Unfortunately, not a lot of young researchers particularly don't have that kind of patience. Yeah, for the one product that I call it glucodiap, this one, we need almost it started from 2006 and it has been commercialized in 2020. So it's been more than 15 years to go. But yeah, that is the one because we don't have that kind of culture like in Japan. If you go to Japan, the collaboration among the companies and the university and the research institutions and the government is so smooth. Yeah, so I think, but now we are in the good track. Hopefully, we will go further with this kind of atmosphere, so we can go faster. I think that one. And regarding to the scientific itself, yeah, the problem is always we don't have enough data with our local sources. And we forget about our local wisdom as well. So mostly we just looking for the outside and not so many people interested to study about that one deeply and in the correct shape, yeah, from the scientific side. So once we has been asked about the data, we just only have predicted or maybe we are very happy with the word of potential. That is so because we don't have enough data to go for. But yeah, with this kind of collaboration, once again, I do hope we get a good environment to get the complete data for answering the issue about how to utilize this kind of we call it a heritage actually for Indonesian to the world before it vanishes. Because not so many people knows about the local wisdom and local sources, because mostly it's not in the writing document, isn't it? So maybe it's only come from our ancestor to us by using the verbal version, but now we have a different kind of family way of life. In my ages at that time, I still have my grandmother and grandfather near us, but now maybe from the beginning, yeah, after marriage they just go somewhere and there is no. Maybe our grandchildren are more familiar with the Google Ojijang, Mbah Google, yeah. So it is our challenges. I think Pak Heri will have a very big job for social problem with this, and to attract a young scientist to go with this kind of research. And in the future, I do believe that a kind of finding that I have presented now, like exosomes, PDAN, that is the way we can give the better better level for our natural sources, because we have a vehicle to bring them to the targeted something, and it will be very efficient for health, not only for health, but also for the for me, also for the food security, something like that, because we can use a little bit more, but it will be very efficient in the benefit. That is all. I think hopefully that I can answer your question, and also let's think about how to overcome this problem together, because I have the same not only curiosity but also concern. So hopefully that we can still catch up the utilization of this heritage in wise version with the scientific approach. Thank you. I think that is my answer, but let's see. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Professor Hani, for the answer. So we go to Professor Bambang for the second questions from Dr. Herman regarding the fire effect to the greenhouse gases, and the question regarding the local and the national level synergy regarding to reduce the effect of forest fire and greenhouse gases. So Professor Bambang.
Okay, thank you, moderator, and also thank you the question by my dear friend, Pak Herman Hidayat. Genki desu ka? Okay, actually at the same time, I'm also discussing about this at the parliament, because there is announcements about the initiation to make the regulation on climate change initiated by one of the party of Indonesia. I mean, I've been asked to share, and then the question also related to your question. Of course, if you see the NDC Indonesia in 2022, they submitted to the UNFCCC last year, the biggest greenhouse gas emission is come from LUCF. It's about 50.13%. It's bigger than energy, and also bigger than waste, etc. Where it's come from? It's come from land use change and also the peat fires. Okay, so I remember in 2019 when I joined the COP in Spain, and I'm also a speaker there at Indonesian place. The Vice President of United States, Al Gore, stated, "Hey, Indonesia, be careful." Why? Because in these years, I mean in 2019, your greenhouse gas emission is nearly what you produced in 2015. Even though in 2015 is only, in 2015, your fires is about 2.6 million, but in 2019 is about 1.6 million. Why? Because one supporters for this greenhouse gas is come from peat fires. You have peat, but like you asked me, nobody cares, and then finally the fire occurs on that places. So to anticipate that ones, yeah, this is also one of the effort to reduce emission pollution, like reducing the deforestation and peatland. In 2016, Indonesia government established BRG. You have told about that. And then I joined as an expert, and then continue with BRGM. Why? Because they have a target to reduce the pit land that burned in 2015 is around 2 million, that finally become more than 2 million. This is under BRG, and then continue with BRGM around 1.2 million hectares, but under Ministry of Environment policy itself, they target is more. Why? Again and again, the pit fires, it's not surface fire or pit, but the pit fires, they burn the biomass there, because when the dry comes and then the groundwater level drops, that easily to burn. This is the reason why in 2014, Indonesian government produced the regulation, PP number 71 is 2014, and then it's been revised by PP number 57 2016, and then accompanied by other regulation, that is Permen LHK number 15 2017. They stated that the only pit that we use is less than 3 meters depth. If finally your land is more than 3 meters, you should go out, because the pit land more than 3 meters is for the conservation. I remember in 2017, big countries in Indonesia sue the Ministry of Environment Policy because they do not agree on it. Finally, those big company, failed. Then they should, follow the regulation. One of the important is by Permen LHK is that they should establish what they call the monitoring system, because through that way they know groundwater level should not more than 40 centimeters, because they're very sensitive. This is the way the government try to standardize all the companies who working on the peatland should obey the regulations. If they do not obey, then they apply for law enforcement. I remember that in 2018 something, because I joined the investigation, I asked the director of the one company working on peatland, I asked them how you monitor the your groundwater level. Yeah, you can just put stick on the waters, and then I saw that one. You don't know regulation number 17 in 2015 and number 15 2017. No, what is that, Bampang? So it's mean it's not everybody try to to obey this regulation. This is a very negative, because when you're dealing with fires, it's very difficult to reduce. The second one, of course, through the collaboration. Okay, for instance, like usually we blame the community. Then there is also treatment. Now we are working with ITCARE. Yeah, and then we train for more than 500 villages. They don't have to burn the land, but they should just make a mulching. You know very well about this. Then the result is very good. Now they are training the people in West Sumatra. Yeah, and then they saw they cannot just give a lecture, blah blah blah. No, they're working together in the ground, working together with them. How they produce the fertilizers, how they manage the land, everything. Now they're happy now because they got the production higher than usually. And the other ones, of course, regulation and also the lodgement is not enough. But the other way to use is to make such kind of an audit, especially for the companies who are working on the fire. I remember in 2014, the UKP4 under the president told us, because they said that when the fire comes, every company said that we are ready to fight the fire, but the fire still occurred. Why? And then the president asked, I want to know what is the reason, like Pak Herman mentions. So then I lead the audit compliance. So we applied it for 17 companies in Riau. You know the results? None of this company is compliant. So it's mean That was what they are saying is only sayings, not applicated in the field, because finally we recognize what they said is not true. Then to solve the problem again and again, we should also collaborate with the environmental activists to monitor it one, because when you establishing the canal, you should know also the story about that. Yeah, for instance, in order to manage the groundwater level, there is system. This from simple one, and also the qualified one. I remember when I investigate that one in Bengkalis, the local community of me. I have a story, because this group would like to make a canal blocking, and then they never know the story about this canal. And then you know the story, Pak Herman? They told those guys that, have you known how depth of the pit depth here? No. Why? Because you bring the lock is around 4 meters, and then make a double, become 8 meters, and then this community allow, you know, the pit depth here, the pit depth here is 9 meters. So I mean your lock is nothing. And the guy who working on it is never experienced how to make a canal in the pit land. So it's not only regulation, but how to implement in the field. It's not only for the local people, for everybody. And also, finally, even us, we should also share our knowledge to them, like a training that is not just narration, but also together with them. Yeah, and like I mentioned before, Indonesia is sensitive to the fire, because when the El Nino comes, then the total number of burn area is increased. Like we have experience in 2015 is 2.6, and 2016 because the La Nina they go down, 17, 18, and then they increase again 2019 because El Nino. And then many people said maybe 2013 and 2024 will be El Nino. So again and again, but we know now it's better. Why? Because there's been structurized the organization, etc. Hopefully, it works. And also the order by the president. You remember, fireman?
Yeah.
And I have to let you know, when the fire occurred there and the fire still blow up, I will cut off the head of blah, blah. I don't have to say. This is also a good way to reduce, because sometimes Indonesian people should be like that. I think that's all, Pak. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Professor Bambang, for the very interesting finding from the site regarding pit fire and mangrove. I think that we don't have enough time for revealed our finding in the site in Bengkalis in 7 or 9 province, priority province regarding peat and mangrove restoration and rehabilitation. Thank you very much, Professor Bambang, and also Dr. Herman Hidayat for the question and answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of the professor and JA participants, we have reached the end of the session from our invited speaker. So please kindly give a big round of applause for our invited speaker. Maybe you could put reaction on Zoom meeting for our invited speakers. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us, all of the participants, around 112 participants from all over the world, like Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Nepal, and India. Thank you very much. I hope that the questions and answer and all of the invited speaker has been fruitful and also enlightening. And the most important thing, could strengthen our collaboration. Thank you very much. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. So thank you very much. And I will hand back this symposium to the MC, Ms. Chitra. Time is yours. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Very much.
Thank you, Ms. Lutfia Suraya, for moderating the presentation and discussion very well. And of course, to the speakers who have shared the presentation and the knowledge for all of us who are present today. And now we will go to the next session. It is the closing remarks from Professor Yusio Otani. He is Director of JSPS, Bangkok Office. To Professor Yusio Otani, time and screen are welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yusio Otani, Director of JSPS, Bangkok Office. It is my great pleasure to convey my warm greetings to all the participants attending the JAAI General Assembly and the 6th International Symposium entitled Redesign Research Collaboration and Promotion of Sciences. It is my great honor to support the JSPS Alumni Association of Indonesia in organizing this symposium. On behalf of JSPS Bangkok Office, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to Professor Mamoru Yamamoto, Director of Research Institute for Sustainable Human Sphere, WISH, Kyoto University, for delivering keynote speech at this symposium. After the breakout of the corona pandemic in Thailand, Prime Minister Prayut declared the state of emergency in March 2020. And finally, after 2 years, the state of emergency was canceled last September. During the last 2 years of corona pandemic, we were forced to change our daily lives, and even our views and values have been changed a lot, which would not go back to be the same as before the corona pandemic. JSPS Bangkok office was established in 1989 to develop academic networks between ASEAN region and Japan. We are supporting 6 alumni associations of Indonesia, Bangladesh, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, and Nepal. Now, all the curbs due to corona pandemic were gone. I will be busy visiting 6 alumni associations to resume our activities to develop and sustain our networks. I believe today's seminar was very fruitful and useful to resume our international collaborations between Indonesia and Japan in post-corona era. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, I saw your name, Otani Sensei names here, but probably you still here or I don't know. But we already prepare a souvenir with your name here. So maybe you someday come to Indonesia or I go there to send to deliver this souvenir. Thank you very much, Professor Otani.
You should go there.
You are coming here. Yes, please say something about this souvenir, maybe.
I have some difficulty in connecting video, I guess. I don't know. I can see. Can you see my face?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I really appreciate your effort for organizing this symposium. I saw the presence of JAAP, JAP President Professor Eguia from the Philippines,
yes.
And also Professor Krishna from Nepal.
Yes.
Yes. So JSPS headquarters is thinking to organize inter-alumni meetings. I think 1 year or 2 years from now.
And before that, I think maybe Indonesia and some other alumni association, Philippines or Thailand, you can meet together to start the inter-alumni collaborations to prepare for the whole region in Asian area. So I'm happy to support that kind of activities. So please consider to have a alumni association among other alumni associations in this area. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, time is for Citra. We should close because we already.
Okay, thank you, Professor Wahyu and Professor Yoshio Otani for the closing remarks. And now we have come to the end of our symposium program. We give time to fellow speakers to greet each other, to take a break for lunch, for pray to those who are running it, and to prepare for the next agenda, General Assembly for JAAI members, and a focus group discussion forum, which will be guided by Professor Wahyu Dwianto.
Okay.
Okay. As DMC, I would like to say my huge gratitude to the committee who have worked hard to make these events happen, and to all the speakers who have arranged their time at this event, and also to all the participants who have attended from beginning. I apologize sincerely if there are any mistakes during host this event. Thank you and see you next time.
Actually, we also prepare a souvenir for Lutfia Suraya as a moderator today, and Miss Citra Purba as a MC.
Thank you, Professor Wahyu.
I hope you can take by yourself here. So after we close the JAI Symposium, we will continue with the General Assembly, but actually it's only attended by JAI member, because today is important day, because we will elected or selected the new JAI chairman of JAI, the new only for JAI member by voting, and we still open the Zoom, but we break until 1:30. Thank you very much for your participation, and see you maybe next year.
Okay, thank you Pak Wahyu and everybody. Thank you.
Terima kasih Pak
Terima kasih semuanya. Yuk,
Thank you all for
terima kasih Profesor Hidayat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Selamat
sukses Pak Profesor Wahyu.
ya, Profesor Hani.
Bye.
Bu Hikmah,
Terima kasih Profesor Wahyu, siap
Pak
Prof.
Sunarno,
Profesor Hani, Profesor Bambang, terima
kasih
Edi
Pak Bu Hani,
Giri,
Profesor
mungkin masih hadir banyak Pak.
Ya izin ya Pak, live ya Pak. Have a good day. Mbak
Tapi
Citra yang
nanti
cantik.
akan ada lagi loh Zoom-nya jam
Siap
1.30.
Ibu, terima kasih Bu.
Iya.
Jangan live dulu.
Iya.